Donald Trump has signed an order that's gonna change the world economy forever. His new reciprocal tariffs are a direct challenge to every country that trades with USA. And guess what? India is the prime target. Imagine this, you are a businessman and you sell your products to overseas clients for their market at a decent profit. The low raw material and labor cost have made your products very price competitive and a total hit in the global market. But suddenly, one morning, your biggest client decides to double the price of your goods overnight. I don't need to tell you what will happen next. Even the most loyal end users of your product will switch to a cheaper alternative. And within a few months, your business will collapse. And that's exactly many countries, including India, could face with Trump's new tariffs. He has been calling it a master plan to boost US economy. But many experts are saying he is dragging the world to an economic disaster. Let's understand what's happening. Last week, Donald Trump signed an order imposing reciprocal tariffs. In simple terms, if any country taxes US products, US will now mirror or exceed those tariffs on the imports from that country. As you know, for years, Trump's key selling point to the US people has been the world is abusing and robbing USA and America should get a fair deal. Even in his first term, he pushed tariffs on countries as a negotiation tactic. And in January, when he imposed tariffs on China, Canada and Mexico, people thought he is following the same strategy. But this time, Trump isn't just targeting a particular country like China or Mexico. Every country in the world, including India, will be affected by these reciprocal tariffs. And in case you don't know, let me quickly explain what are tariffs. Tariffs हिंदी में बोले तो custom duty. I bet अब सब समझ गए. Tariffs are taxes imposed by the government on imports from the other country. Tariffs are generally imposed to protect the domestic producers. But the government can also use it to reduce the imports from other countries. But I wish the situation was also this simple. It's much more intense because Trump isn't just planning to mirror the tariffs, as I mentioned before. He wants to go further by considering the hidden trade barriers like subsidies which countries give to their farmers and businesses. And that means US tariffs on some countries like India could be much higher than expected. Please take a second and think, should you subscribe this channel? If you are still with me, you might be wondering why the hell Trump is doing all this. He has two main reasons. You see, he wants to fix America's trade deficit problem. US had a trade deficit of $1.2 trillion and a deficit of 45.6 billions just from India, which basically means US imports a lot more than it exports. And Trump wants to change that by forcing the countries to either produce in USA or buy American products. Second, he wants to pay off US debt. You see, America is drowning in $36 trillion of debt, and Trump claims that this tariff revenue can help reduce it. But here's the problem. Tariffs only make up to 2% of total US revenue. And even if Trump raises them, it won't be enough to solve the American debt crisis. So people are wondering, is this really about fixing the economy? Or Trump is using this strategy to unite people behind him? Let's analyze who is the winner and who will be the loser. The potential benefits for US are the American companies might sell more products locally as the foreign goods will be costlier. Also, it could bring more manufacturing jobs back to US, at least for the short term. At this point, I think I should tell you that tariffs actually do work. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are not stupid. In 19th century, tariffs were the key trade policy and revenue generation methods for USA. So much so that they had no income tax back then. But sadly, we are living in the 21st century and Trump's new policy can bring massive losses for everyone in the world. The tariffs will increase the price of everything for everyone. If India or China or any other country retaliates by imposing sanctions on each other or banning trade with each other, goods will become expensive worldwide. Secondly, global trade is going to be disrupted. Since US is the largest importer in the world, and if they start taxing higher, the global export is bound to go down. It will affect the export industry, the shipping industry, and the energy and oil industry. The global market will be hit and hurt. The Indian export industry will also be in danger. The India-US trade relations are worth about $129 billion, where India enjoys a 46 billion trade surplus. If Trump imposes new tariffs, key industries like engineering, IT, pharma, electronics all will lose billions. Our bad luck doesn't end here. It's possible that it all could backfire and hurt USA, which will further hurt the entire world economy. It can damage American businesses that rely on international markets. If they lose access to the world, they might shut down or move elsewhere. And it's already leading the United States to inflation. Higher tariffs start a ripple effect of price increase. If the raw material price from India go up, US producers will have to increase the price of their final goods, meaning higher price for the end user. Trump himself admitted price might go up for short term. And the worst of all possibilities is the chance of a global trade war. If countries like India, China or Brazil hit back with their own tariffs, this could easily escalate to a trade war. And we are already seeing the effects of it in our equity portfolios. The stock market is in the downtrend. So, what's next for the world and what is India's strategy? India doesn't want a tariff war and is already taking steps to avoid it. We know that Trump's key issue with India is the $45.6 billion of trade deficit. And therefore, PM Modi has agreed to buy more US weapons and natural gas to ease things out and reduce India's trade surplus. But the real question is, will that be enough to stop Trump, or will he still apply high tariffs on India? For now, the world is waiting and watching. The tariffs are expected to be officially imposed by April, so the next few months will decide whether we are entering into a global trade war or not.